episode 445 of the Dead Pixels of the Internet. With your host Joe.
And Lorne.
Yeah, it's July. So this is the 7th year anniversary of our podcast. If everyone will remember.
Is it 7 years?
2011, so that'd be 8. Wait.
2011?
2000.
It's 2020, it'd be 9.
9 years.
That's not like 7? I'm like, no, it's supposed to be 9.
9 years. That's like 5 plus 4. I know math. But yeah, it's crazy to think, like, damn, 9 years. This 9-year podcast we went through.
A lot. Joe saying this 7-year podcast.
7 years. This
time.
5-year podcast we got here. We've been through a lot. In the 2 years that we've been on, it's like been pretty crazy. Anyways, time to reflect on all our things. We started off on the bottom. Now we're here. Did we? No. So, anyways, it's 4th of July. What's everyone doing on 4th of July? Everyone's been blasting fireworks for the past month or so, and it's annoying me.
Yeah, I think it's going to continue on.
Yeah, I know. That's what sucks about it.
For some different reason.
Yeah.
Because people just want to shoot fireworks, and I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but why though?
Yeah, I know, right? There was a conspiracy theory online saying, like, I'm pretty sure people who bought it like a while back, before this whole thing happened, and then like since the whole thing's happening now, they're like, oh, I guess all the parties or whatever we're going to go to are canceled, so we might as well just pop them off now. Which, in hindsight, it's like, that kind of makes sense, most likely. Other than, we're just like, people are just like, let's just set them off now. Even though some people are still probably going to do, like, outside parties and all that stuff, invite people.
Yeah, but why set fireworks now?
Exactly.
What's the deal setting off fireworks?
Oh, you got Seinfeld on our show right now? Hello, Seinfeld.
It was just like, okay, fireworks, cool, that's great, y'all, but
yeah, it's. I remember when I used to be like very, like excited about fireworks. It's like, oh, you can blow things up, and then, but that was like what, at least 10 years ago for me, where that was, probably that was like the last time I was actually excited. Like, oh, okay. Even with seeing like the what do you call it? Going to like around like Navy Pier or something like that, or just on the beach and you see it from Navy Pier or whatever. That to me.
What beach? The beach is closed.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like back then, like even that is like, if I see that now, I'd be like, okay, it's just stuff exploding. That's kind of cool. I can do my own.
Yeah, whatever, and then you just walk away.
I mean, mostly it's just fun because my family's there too. So like. Last time we did that, like me and my family, like my brother and my like just recently born like niece was doing that time, and she was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great, It's mostly for kids now at this point, and people have like sparklers and all that stuff, and yeah, 4th of July, huh? Now there's a lot. If you go on Twitter right now, there's like tons of people online, on like Twitter and all that stuff, going like. Going anti-July 4th, and they trended.
Now it's an anti-July 4th, which I'm like, I celebrate July 4th for the barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just more like a family thing. It's not more like, oh yeah, now nationalism. Just like, no.
Yeah, that's how people do it, and then the whole thing of like, oh, let's say all countries matter. I'm just like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool, bro. Cool.
Like you sure showed everyone, didn't you?
Hey, good job, bro. Good job.
But yeah, that always annoys me. Like, oh god, just shut up. Not in a way of like, oh man, are you trying to be against the whole movement? Like, no, I just hate everything. That's just me.
It builds character.
It's part of my character arc, I start off as a really nice guy, then through all this, just like the Joker, I just become more and more hateful towards everything. But yeah, it's the 4th of July. It's on a Saturday, which is kind of cool, like, because usually they happen like in the midday, and people who are who have work don't have it, and then it feels nice to be off on a weekend. if you work on a job that's like specifically for weekends. Because I know my sister still probably works, and she works at like a grocery store, and she's working today, and I'm like, ooh.
Well, they get holiday pay, so yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, when I worked at 7-Eleven, when I was working during 4th of July, people coming in like, happy 4th of July. I'm just like, shut up.
Just straight, shut up, you.
And then that's why it was sucked for me, because like I know like probably a week from that it'd be like, what's 7-Eleven day? Fucking I hate 7-Eleven day. And I was only there twice, so I was like lucky enough to not do it the third time, because if that time I was like, I don't want to fucking do that anymore. Just giving people things like, I want to hear from my free Slurpee, and then we would be the ones to be like, like, oh, we'll do it the entire 11 to 7. Like, what? Are you crazy? and then like I remember 30 minutes in last time people came in like, what, you're still doing that? The people down the street they said they're out. I'm like, damn. We should just say that too. It'd be a lot easier for us. Anyways, yeah, that's fun stuff.
Also, people eating hot dogs too still.
Yeah, I like hot dogs probably like once in a while. I'm more of a sausage or bratwurst type of man.
Yeah, I prefer sausages as well, but I'm just right now looking. There's the national eating hot dog contest they always have for 4th of July.
Is Kobayashi in there? Is he dunking that the hot dog in water?
I think Kobayashi retired.
I know that's all I know about the hot dog competition.
It's still Joey Chestnut.
Oh yeah.
Who's hold the title for 13. He won 13 titles in 14 years.
Very good.
And they doing social distancing as well too, so they're not close to each other.
Oh man.
So they have a little like a plexiglass barrier next to each other.
Man, I like how we're still like, yeah, we'll still do it. We'll still.
Of course, like it's a tradition. Why not keep doing it, guys?
I also like chorizo as a sausage. I don't know if you're into chorizo.
Do you like spicy chorizo?
Yes, I love spicy. I like all types of chorizo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you? I'm not entirely sure. Are you?
No, chorizo's good. Yeah.
Like it in taco form or like in sausage form? I like it in taco form too.
Sausage form.
Yeah.
They have a good snap towards it.
Oh yeah, I love that. Encased meats, good. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Hot dogs.
Encased meats, hot dogs, and pretty much
hot G dogs.
Ordains.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, hot G dogs is no more too, which I'm
sad. Oh yeah, that's right. That messed me up inside. I'm like, damn, seriously?
Yeah. How do you find out?
I passed by it when I was like probably driving at one point.
Me too. I was like, what? I was like, what happened? Where is that?
Yeah.
And I looked. They said, oh, they open. Like, no, they not.
The online lied to you, and they're like, oh yeah.
Google, why did you lie to me?
Oh, that sucks.
Curse you.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, another case in four meats is
another
down.
one bites the dust.
From the corona virus.
Damn. Speaking of bites the dust, though, guess what I saw like last week or just earlier this week?
English on JoJo?
No, I watched the live action Japanese Diamond is Unbreakable.
Ugh.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I personally don't think it's that awful. It's just messed up because we're not going to get the sequel for this. It's already been like, I think 3 years right now, and we still haven't, there's no word of what's going to happen.
Well, I'm glad you don't get a sequel for that.
I'm more like, I wanted to see it because like this is like the most easiest to adapt to story because it's kind of just a simple, like, it's a serial killer plot. I think you could like adapt part 1, Phantom Blood, because that's also just a simple story too of just it's just the guy versus vampire. The second one will be like a little bit harder because it's like one man versus 3 vampires and one of them turns into a god of everything. It's like, okay, that's a little too weird. And third is the most popular one, Stardust. And that can be adaptable, but I think it's been adapted to death. That's the thing. And then part 4, like that's like where it's kind of a little bit more comedic and kind of cool. That's why they did it. But part 5, I believe, would be really hard to adapt Golden Wind. I'd be like, yeah, you can't do that. The guy who directed this one was Takashi Miike, the guy who made Ichi the Killer. He also directed the Phoenix Wright live action adaptation, and I don't know if I remember watching before I played the game or after, but I remember watching. It was like, yeah, this is just the first, I think, 2 cases, I believe it was. Yeah, but for this one, they do a thing where they actually show the backstory of Angelo and the necklace, the aqua necklace. And they show him like, oh yeah, the cops got him, and then Okuyasu's brother shoots him with the arrow, and then that's how he gets the stand. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, I forgot Okuyasu's brother was still a thing because he died.
It was still a thing because he was such a
a one-time type. He's just here.
He died to have. So Okuyasu. So who killed Okuyasu's brother in the movie? It was Kira, right?
It was sheer heart attack, which is the weird thing. I'm like, why did sheer heart attack kill him? And it was supposed to be,
how did sheer heart attack kill him?
No, sheer heart attack just went through the window, and then you see it
just explodes.
No, it was for some reason sheer heart attack in this one. It's supposed to attack the hottest thing in the room, and then it was going for Okuyasu, because Okuyasu is apparently the hottest thing in that room. Okay, sure. So it went towards him, and then Okuyasu's brother pushed him out of the way, and then they went to him instead, and it exploded. Which I'm like, it still would technically kill everything in that room, though.
Exactly.
Which that makes no sense.
Kill everything. It doesn't have no weakness.
Yeah. So that's why it's
Sheer heart attack has a powerful exploding range too, as I remember.
Yeah. So that's why it was kind of weird. I was like, it makes it set up that Okuyasu was the one that was... I mean, not Okuyasu, but that Kira was the one setting up all this stuff. But it's it wasn't him, though. He was just... I think it was his dad or something. Either his dad or just the random thing.
You barely forgot about the story. He's like, it's a long time. Sorry, just so much.
But I would have been seeing Red Hot Chili Pepper. That would have been cool. But no, it's not. Nope. It's not him. So yeah, the only things they adapted in this was the Okuyasu fight, the Aqua Necklace fight, and the Bad Company fight. Those are the only ones in there. Which means if they were to do it, they'd have to do. I don't know if they were gonna plan to skip some fights or whatever.
Yep.
But it would have been at least 3 or 4 parts. This whole thing, which sucks.
Yeah, but then be oh yeah, Kira, it has a family. Wait, what? So we just skipping around, huh?
They teased Kira at the end. They were showing a calendar, toenail clippings. And I'm just oh, this is going to be the Avengers Initiative, and then it just ends. I'm yeah, we're not going to get that. That sucks.
It was yeah, we tried. We tried, and the movie is nope.
They tried to hide Crazy Diamond really for a long time. Be you don't see Crazy Diamond basically not at least in full form until at least 45 minutes into 45 minutes into the movie. Even then, you kind of see him. I guess he's still a little blurry.
So how does he look?
The stands look great. They that's how I imagine they would look in 3D CG world. But Jotaro is freaking old as hell.
Jotaro is Grandpa Jotaro.
Yeah, exactly. That's the weird thing. In the beginning part, you see what do you call it? Koichi, and he runs into those guys, but it's not at the fountain where they find that the turtle. They're just in an alley. I'm just the fountain would have been so much better. And Jotaro doesn't meet them in the beginning. He meets them in a little bit past that. And I'm just what the hell? So yeah, they they're trying their best to make it more movie-like, I'm guessing. Because then if they did see him, he'd be who the hell is Jotaro? Because because it's kind of intended to that you should know who he is, but the people who go to movies be what the hell's this thing?
Yeah.
They're adapting part 4 in this whole entire saga.
Who is this guy? I don't know this guy.
Yeah, they'd be why the hell is his hair part of his hat in the back? What the hell's going on?
Oh, really? It's movie form. I guess that is it, huh?
Yeah, it looks really weird like that. Also, Jotaro speaks English in this part too, for a little bit.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because he's talking to Joseph, but you never see old Joseph in this. He's like, I'm in Morio right now. I'm trying to find the killer. I'm just like, that is technically true because he would be speaking to Joseph like that because
yeah. Also, he is half
yeah, he's half like American, I think, because of Holly.
Oh no, because I'm trying to think because Holly is his daughter is his daughter is
you mean Jolene, or are you talking about just Holly?
Holly.
Yeah, Holly's since Joseph's British, as Lisa's also American, so Holly would be like British American or something like that.
Yeah, British American, but I just talked about what's her face? Her mom though is like what? Italian, right? Or some crap.
Whose mom?
Freaking Holly's mom.
You're talking about Lisa?
No, that's not Holly's mom.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Like, what type of sick fence did you into, sir?
I don't know because I'm trying to think. Like, I thought Holly was
Joseph's mom. Joseph's mom is Lisa.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, okay, yeah. And Joseph.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Like something like what?
Nice. Yeah.
But
Okay.
No,
yeah. You're interesting. Yeah.
Because Joseph's wife was I forgot his wife's name, but she was like Italian, I believe, or somewhere in the European.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So she pretty much they pretty much live in America, and Jotaro is pretty much American by design,
Half American,
half American, and his father is Japanese. But why does he look so Japanese?
Yeah, that's the thing right there.
Explain to me. And then you look at Jolene, and she's like, oh, okay, she kind of looks Japanese, but she's also like Italian apparently.
Yeah. That's the thing where like when I want to see the part 6 already.
Like we never. It's
never say never.
Well,
that's what we thought about part 5, and then like that still happened.
Yeah, but if part 6 if they was gonna show anything from part 6, they supposed to been show that crap right now.
I don't know. It took a while for like part 5 and part 4 to be announced. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes on. But yeah, for the movie, I think like it's still okay. It's not as bad as any of the other like live action anime movies, but it's just not gonna be finished. That's what sucks about it.
It's not gonna cut. Doesn't cut. Cut the rug.
Well, they're lucky they adapted this one. Well, not lucky, but they're smart because like they're all Japanese in this one. If they adapt anything else, it would just look weird. Because if they adapted Stardust, they'd have to actually hire like a black. Well, I don't know if they would, but that'd be weird. Because Avdol would be like, they get some Japanese guy look kind of like Avdol, like, that ain't good.
Yeah, like, no, I guess not.
Yeah, because that's the thing with, Attack on Titan, when they adapted that, everyone's supposed to be European in that, but then when they did the live action Japanese one, they were all Japanese, which I'm like, okay. That's kind of weird.
Guys. And also, I like how, like, in Attack on Titan, there's no black people.
Yeah. Not in Europe.
But all black people dead. Oh man, why you have to mention Attack? I just don't like it. I pretty much didn't like Attack on Titan at all in the first place. Just like, oh yeah, in Attack on Titan, there's no black people or white people.
What do you mean? There is white people. There is white people.
Yeah, somewhat. Or how about Hispanic people?
This place takes place in Europe, though. That's kind of weird to be Hispanic people. You're talking about Spanish.
Yeah, but no, there could be Hispanics in Europe.
Almost.
Don't be racist against. I don't know.
Are you trying to police my words right now? I'm trying to make a point.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But yeah, part 4 is basically like one of my favorites. I mean, to rank it right now, actually, I don't know what your actual favorite part is. I mean, after all this time, I think we probably went like a while back, but since tastes change, I still would say part 7 is still my favorite, at least in what it is right now. But in animated form, I think part 4 is still my favorite, and part 2 would go after that. And
I would have to say part 5.
Your top
The
favorite?
the budget is like pretty much. Well, the colors in part 4 it looks amazing.
Yeah. Or I'm talking about like okay, so in manga form or in anime form, or we're just talking strictly just strictly anime form.
In anime form, I see 5.
Okay. What, really? More than? Oh man, that's weird.
Well, because part 4, part 4 has like a little bit some dry spots. There's some villains I didn't really care for.
I think that was mostly some of them were just like, okay, that's weird. Because especially like with the let's go eat at an Italian restaurant, that was like set up supposed to be like he's a villain, but it's like no. Yeah. But that's what's funny about it, because like during the whole time he's kind of been setting to this whole formula of like they'll go to a place, fight some guy, and then he changed that formula. Like, oh no, he's not actually, he's just a
yeah. But they also did the same thing with Sleeping Beauty.
You mean Cinderella? I think it was.
Cinderella. Why I say Sleeping Beauty? Cinderella.
Okay. Well, I like the characters more in part 4. Because they kind of have their own slice of life. It wasn't the most action filled, but it was like they were just fun. I just like Josuke more as a character.
Koichi's love life, I don't really care for that. And then the dude with the Lockhart, people's heart.
Well, I still stand by like part 5 to me is like it still is good, and it's glad it's animated form because it like makes a lot more sense, but still it does not make as lot of sense as it should. You know.
I just like part 5. I think like pretty much like
I like the scope of part 5. There's a lot of things to do in part 5.
Mm-hmm.
I do think. You think Diavolo's a better villain than Kira though?
Well, Diavolo was pretty much he was like pretty much was untouchable until like pretty much he realized like, oh crap, no, this Giorno Giovanna character want to be a gangstar.
Yeah, basically.
He ruined a $1 million corporation.
Basically. So that's your first favorite? Is Giorno Giovanna actually your favorite JoJo out of all of them, at least animated?
I don't have a favorite JoJo.
Really? You gotta at least have one. You could be like, I like him a little bit more. Really? I could definitely say like Josuke's one of my favorites.
I like
Josuke and Joseph.
I do like Giorno, but if you like, oh, is your favorite JoJo all the time? Like, no, I prefer more like the side character than the villains itself. Because the villains looks more interesting.
Yeah, well,
if you ask me who's my favorite JoJo, I would say Dio.
Oh, okay.
Because
then it would be Giorno.
Technically.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's it.
But as a favorite character, I have to say Kira. I have to say Diavolo because of the more interesting complex.
Well, that's the thing though. Like you had more of Kira inside part 4. You meet him like a little bit like halfway. The other villains just like Dio is mostly in part 1. In part 2, you saw all the real villains, which was the Pillar Men and Cars.
I didn't really care for the Pillar Man.
They were kind of fun though. They were mostly.
It was cool, but I just like for me, just like They like I said, don't really care for them.
Yeah, and then part 3, you don't see Dio basically until the end, a little bit here and there, and then part 4, you meet what do you call it? You meet Kira halfway, and Diavolo, you barely see him until like a little bit less than half. But even then, he's kind of still not as.
Not as that, but I do like at least the character itself. No.
Yeah. And then
and Doppio as well too, because my Doppio,
your sweet little boy Doppio,
my sweet little boy Doppio.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
Sweetest of sweet boys.
Well, okay, so that's saying. What about in manga form? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I still like
my least favorite is Pucci.
Yeah, I would say that.
Pucci.
I will say part 8. I will say
rip off of Dio.
Like, yeah, I know, but like right now. But like part 1 and 8 are kind of in the same way of like I don't like them as much only because part 8 I just don't have any idea what's going on in part 8.
Oh, and also favorite manga is part 7.
Yeah, then both me and you had the same thing. Like part 7 was pretty much like.
Well, like part 7, and then you say like my favorite all time is Funny Valentine. He had reasons. He was not really a villain. Who's really the villain? Johnny was the villain.
You mean Gyro too?
No, Johnny. Gyro died as a hero. Johnny just got lucky.
Wow, it's been a while since we actually talked about JoJo this much, but yeah.
So, Johnny just got lucky, and he supposed to been dead, supposed to die from the great president of the United States. Thank you very much.
Yeah, right now we're all just waiting for that. Right now, it's like, oh man, if we have part 6, that means it's just.
We'd be happy.
Yeah, if we at least people know, like, at least if we have part 6, that means it's a stepping stone towards part 7. After that, I don't even know if freaking Araki's gonna continue part 8 at that point, and move on to another character.
But yeah, make more Rohan.
Make more Rohan OVAs. Oh yeah.
Do you see the latest Rohan OVA?
I know. I don't seek out the OVAs. I just like, okay, sure.
It's there. I'm just like, just listen to. I said, you never get this in English.
Oh well, because the voice of him is Vic Mignogna.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they have interviews with every single character inside the Blu-rays, but they don't have him, which I'm just like, oof, big oof.
Yep. Well, all that stuff happened between them, so yeah.
That's crazy to think. He's pretty much one of the most iconic voices in anime, and then boom. Well, that's all this stuff is going on right now. It's just like, damn, all the thing that you built up to, and then just get exposed like that.
Okay, let's talk about it since you mentioned it. So
hey, I won't do it because like I don't even follow as much fighting game people as you, but just in proxy when I see like some people that follow another follower of a fighting game, I see that and it's like, oh, what's that?
Okay, well, here goes the thing is, I don't follow the Smash community at all, but jeez
Louise,
man, jeez Louise, that's one thing I have to say. Holy crap. That's some really, really like, whoa.
It's a big oof.
Man,
it's a big yikes.
Yipes. not regular yipes. That's a big yipes. Yeah, like, what the heck is going on, my dude? So you are what? Grooming how old she is? What? Like, you got Uber? Uber?
It is pretty crazy, I think. Like, damn.
Like, what? And then, like, pretty much just like, yo, Evo.
Yeah.
Like, one of the people at Evo, yo, you want what now?
Oh, that's actually how I found out. I follow a thing called, like, poorly aged context, or things that are poorly aged. I follow that Twitter, and they'll tell you, they'll put up things like, oh, some tweet of a guy saying something, and then like, oh yeah, that aged poorly well, and then he put up something like from the actual Evo Twitter saying like, see you all next year, and I was like, why is that poorly aged? And then I checked the comments, it's like, it's because of this. I'm like, oh. That's what I found out. I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh.
Then that's when you dig into that hole. You're like going to certain threads and you're like reading these things and just like, damn.
Yeah. And then I saw the long Twitter read and like asking for pictures, and I was like, my God. And like the dude's apology was like, oh, well, I've been trying to change for blah, 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 blah for over 20 plus years and this and that. I was like, oh, man, you asked for pictures recently. Like this is not changing. This is a behavior you was like pretty much was doing, my guy.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I want this. And then you'd be like, hey, let's see, what I was going to say. And be like, yo, Evo jersey for nudes? I was like, my God, what? I'm like, it's just wow. Just simply wow.
It's kind of crazy when people think like people won't record that stuff. I'm like, yeah, there's like records of this stuff.
Yeah, that's records. That's why if you send someone DM and all that stuff, it stays.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. I'm like, that's why like if I were to be like, oh, can I see that? I'd be like, I'm not gonna do it through a freaking thing like that. I'd probably like maybe in person. That way, it's like harder.
Less incriminating.
Less incriminating.
You can't find. There's no records of this. There's no records that are happening.
Yeah, that's what's crazy. So like,
I use a disposable camera for a reason.
Yeah, but that's why I still use the physical media. That's why he's not been caught. Oh.
But no, man, it was super crazy. It was like a lot of people just like just won't change in the fine community, and they use like, for example, like different like things. Because even recently, like at CEO, they had like some controversy about like a wrestler who pretty much was a sexual predator, and a lot of people was like, "Yo, that's not cool." But a lot of people did not know about it until later on. They was like, "Yo, we apologize for that."
It's something going. What's going on with the fighting community? Huh? What's going on over there?
I just think a lot of people just like now is have a chance to speak out on these issues. If like certain stuff that they were so like silent about back in like years ago, and right now, like I said, I'm glad that people are speaking up and like being like, hey, I'm not afraid to,
I'm not afraid of you anymore.
I'm not afraid to of the repercussions, because before, a lot of people would be like chastise them to pretty much like, oh no, I'm not gonna believe you, or whatever stuff is, blah 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 blah. And it just, right now, I think it's a great time to you speak out, get your voice out there, because if you have any horror stories or pretty much of being like sexual misconduct, like for example, I do not wish it happened upon any of my friends or anyone that I know personally, or like my daughter. I don't want no one pretty much be doing that to my daughter. I'd be like very upset. I'd be like, yo, if something happens, please speak up. Let me know, like, if anything like that goes before like that goes on, because it'd be like, I even make contact towards my daughter, like talk to my daughter, be like, hey, if anything like that, if anybody touch you like that, please let me know, or please let adult know, because it's not right. It's not something that, like, hey, is this acceptable? Is this what, this and this feels, or this is how to get like, to get like recognition? It's not at all. And like having like a voice to speak up, like, hey, this is not how love feels, or this is not how like anything feel. It's just people trying to use their own personal gain for them to make themselves justify to say, oh well, I would just was trying do life lessons or some simple dumb shit like that. Like, no, you're just using this as a personal gain to get what you need. And it's not right, and it's not fair.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole thing right there, too. That's like... Yeah, I've always heard the stories of people,
personally, I know people who got affected, like, pretty much and like, politics like that, with people trying to use their own, like, personal gain. Be like, oh, well, if you really want this, you have to do B. And, like, that's not... No. You don't have to either sell your body or go... or get seated on, or go to a certain place and feel uncomfortable. Like, no, you don't need to do that at all. You pretty much, if there's other different ways. Like, hey, if I need to pretty much succeed to go somewhere else, then there's a different way. It's not like have to do sexual favors or sleeping with someone or exposing your body to like just to get ahead. Like, no, you don't have to do that.
Yeah. Evo 2020 is over. It's canceled.
Well, it was canceled because of COVID, regardless. But like the online thing, it was just like, it was like, oh yeah, sure, online, Evo online, that seems like a cool thing. And this, all this happened. People like, you know what? No, don't need it. And the Evo finance, like, yeah, we just go cancel it because it's just not right. And then we go change face. Hopefully they do change faces.
So it's gonna be. Let's hope Combo Breaker.
Because the guy is not there no more.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not going to say his name because I'm not gonna give him that free press.
But yeah, like I said, I hope like more things like, hey, let's make a Combo Breaker.
Has but Combo Breaker, like, if there was a while ago, there was a sexual accuser, apparently, like a guy who was like grope a woman. Like there, and he got like a 3-year ban. So Combo Breaker was like pretty much yo, that's the zero tolerance of pretty much of doing that at all. So Combo Breaker was like ahead of the game. Was pretty much like, hey, we heard this happened, and they did some investigations, and they finally concluded the evidence is like, yo, fam, no, you got banned for like 3 years. And then Combo Breaker again was banned like a couple people as well too, because one for like racial like discrimination, and then like pretty much another person who was like discriminating against like sexual orientating people. And like I said, Combo Breaker always been like, when people like when stuff start to affect the community, Combo Breaker be like, yo, it's not gonna happen at this location.
Well, there you go. Maybe that's the big new thing.
I think a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people using Combo Breaker as like, hey, be like more like Combo Breaker, because how like they are forefront of topics and things, and they like, yo, they not afraid to pretty much to speak up and be like, hey, guess what? No, that's not gonna happen here.
Yeah.
And no, like I said, so I just go support local tournaments if they are local tournaments, or just online tournaments. Which I didn't
For now,
do.
it's just gonna be online.
Yeah, I did not do a tournament for so long ago. It just feels so weird to pretty much to be involved in like, oh, when the last time you did a tournament? It was like years ago. I say the last tournament I did was pretty much when I won like KI at ASIN.
Yeah, but you did go to Evo though.
I mean, no, it was on Street Fighter. Oh, it was some tournament like at ASIN like last year or so ago. It was one of those tournaments I did.
No, I remember last year you couldn't go to any of it because you would try to sign up for some, and then they like you were just like, no, never mind, because like I think it took too long or something. I don't know.
No, I think my knee was injured.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I remember like there was some kind of weird mix-up going on there. You're supposed to, I don't think you went into any. I know there was a mix-up,
but then also I remember I got injured as well too.
Okay, well, yeah. So before that would have been last year's ASIN, basically. I don't know any other times.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't even know other times that I did any tournaments and like in the moment. And just it's been a while since I did any tournaments.
Well, yeah. So there's some news now. Also, there's the new reveal for the the PlayStation Games with Plus, and we're getting NBA 2K20, I think, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I don't have PlayStation Plus no more, so.
Oh.
It's.
Well, there you go. That means like, am I gonna play 2K20? No.
Well, because 2K20 is on like Game Pass.
Yeah, that too. So am I gonna play it? No. But have you heard what they're doing with 2K, the game?
Yeah, they pretty much make the games are going up now in price.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? It's been $60 for like a while, and then.
Now it's like 70. Could be like what, 79, like $69.99 now.
Yeah. Well, that's just for the base price. There's still the super price of like getting it for like $100.
Well, of course. Well, who wants to do the 100 price now? There's no such thing as like bonus things now. Like for example, like I can still get freaking what's that game called? Cyberpunk 2099 for $59.99.
Yeah.
And then still get free upgrade for it for the Xbox One X. I mean the new
Series
Xbox
X.
Series. Yeah.
I want to see where that pre-order is gonna come up now, because I just want to get it now, so that way I can just get it out of my mind.
Well, the pre-order's been going up.
Has it now? I haven't seen it. I mean, we'll see.
Like there's always been pre-orders. Amazon was doing pre-orders for the game for $50 like a few months. A few months ago, for the X. So, but it's back like at $59.99 now.
Oh, okay. But what I was about to say though about that, because there's a big backlash right now happening with at least only for 2K, because people are defending it and people don't like it when they defended it for it being 70.
Well, hell, Nintendo prices was like if anyone be like back in the day, a couple Nintendo brand games like Super Metroid and Super Mario Brothers was like pretty much was $64 and like pretty much $79 back in those days. So pretty much just like, hey, if you want to do this, like that's an extra $10. I understand, like, oh man, $10 is nothing. That's always been like that in different consoles and everything else.
Well, I see more of the controversy with this because people keep saying like, well, it's $70, but that's just for the base version. Plus, the game has microtransactions, and the game is pretty much predatory.
That's always 2K. That's always 2K stories. Everything else, you have to do microtransactions. The thing,
but it's more. What they say is like, you know, it's like it's pretty much encouraged if you want to like pass like a lot of the time wasting stuff.
True. Like I said, I got the $100 version of 2K20. Everything else, and you know, I realized that version is like, it was okay, but then it was like, you know what, it's not, because guess what, the game was not that good. And yeah, I'm playing it right now.
Wow.
As we speak. But
it's not good, but you still play it. That's
I still play it, but then I was like, you know what, I should just got the regular version. And guess what? It went on sale like pretty much like a month or so afterwards. Like, oh, okay, so this pretty much I can just save money then.
So are you gonna get this one on MB2K21 day of, or are you gonna wait?
I don't know, because a bunch of different reasons. Maybe not, because I'm not too sure, because like I want to see how much the price that when does it come out, and then be like, all right, so if I do get this game, why would I get this game twice?
Like if it comes out, if you get the Series X, then you gotta buy it again.
Yeah, if I buy this for Xbox, Xbox One, and then if I get the Series X, then I have to get that game again. You know,
you might as well just wait for it then if you want to see where.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wait for the Series X version, but then I have to wait to see like, okay, so what's on the Series X version compared to the current gen one? Is it really worth the upgrade?
The sweat. Remember the sweat? They showed the sweat.
I don't care for the sweat thing very much, but it was like, so what do I have to? I had to wait to see like what's all this other stuff gonna be? What content's gonna be there, and what content's gonna be taken out? Like, I'm curious.
Yeah, that's always the weird thing of like the in between stuff when the new console's gonna come up. You're just like, should I just wait now and get it? Did you do that with the last time, the Xbox One, when you switched from 360?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was funny. So going from like, there was like the 2K for 360 and 2K for the Xbox One.
I bought the Xbox One version.
So you didn't buy the 360?
I didn't get the 360 because the 360 was like butcher.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's that too. There's always like, you can buy the inferior version of Shadow of Mordor, or you can get the better version on the next gens. Yeah, those whole things. The whole console war is going on, and I get sick of people. If you go on like the Facebook, the Twitter on Xbox page, anytime they post something, they'd be like, "Oh, it's Xbox," meaning it's trash. I'm just like, "Oh my god, just stop." It's like it's like so pointless. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Huh? And then people are like, "Haha, that's funny." Well, for the most part, it's people like, you know, same thing. I feel like, "Oh wow, you're gonna really debate about this right now," and no one cares anymore. I heard something funny though. Like my nephew, who is like 6 years old, he's really into Mario and Zelda right now, and I got a text from my brother saying like, we finished Breath of the Wild, because I let him borrow my Wii U, and I just had a bunch of games, and then this whole time, because you know it's like they were in lockdown. So, like, I gave them stuff that they can have fun with, and I don't know if that was like a smart idea, because he got really into it. Now they're into, because I let him borrow. Well, I don't know if I'm just gonna let him borrow or just let him have it now, because I'm just like, you can just have it, because I'm not gonna be playing it anytime soon. I let him borrow Mario Maker 1, and that's when he texted me saying like, "Hey, do you have the Switch?" I'm just like, "Yes, I have the Switch," and then he's like, "Do you have Mario Maker 2?" I'm just like, "Yeah, I have Mario Maker 2." And it's like, okay, can we play it? Because he really wants to. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. Just play it. And It's kind of cool. It's like, cause I was like, man, if I had this when I was a kid, that would have been like enough for me, you know. Especially like it's like one of his, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he didn't play. I asked him like, did you play all of Breath of the Wild? And then he's like, no, it was mostly my dad. I'm like, oh, okay, well, if I was the one at least playing some of Breath of the Wild, I'd be like, what the this? When I was 6 years old, I'd be like, this is the pinnacle. This is like, you can't. How are you gonna go from other games from this? That's how I would feel at least. Anyways, that was cool though. They stopped by last, like, I think yesterday or something like that. But guess what I did watch though, since it's now on Disney Plus.
Hamilton, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah,
because that's what everyone been tweeting about.
Hamilton. Oh man. Oh, Hamilton. So yeah, it's the stage version. Because I think we're still gonna get the film version soon. At least that's what I hear. So there's two versions of it. And I remember this whole thing of like, this was really big in like 2016, 17 and all that stuff. And I think I only listened to like one song from it. And I was like, this is a good song. I like this song. And I told myself like, I'm not going to listen to the rest because that would just spoil it, because in case I do want to see it. And I stuck with that. So that way, by the time I got to this, to the actual thing, I'm just like, oh, so that's how it is. And I will say, like, yes, it is a very technically amazing and, you know, interesting way he wrote this biography of Alexander Hamilton. But, like, I did not notice it was going to be 90% song, 95 at least. The whole thing's 2 hours and 40.
It's a musical.
Yeah, but at least from my recollection of other musicals is there would be songs, but there would be like story parts in between where they would actually like progress and be like, oh yeah, we're doing this right now. Because the only time I can do that is Book of Mormon. I saw Book of Mormon live on Broadway when I went to New York, and I loved it. It was really funny. It was really great, and I was always thinking in my mind like that's what, because that was like it was musical, so it was like there's music parts, and then there were parts when they were like, you know, talking and doing other stuff, and so that's why I thought this would be, but it's not. It's like all of it is singing. Like as soon as you're done with one song, they'll probably say like one line or not even a line and just go straight into the next song. It's like, whoa, that's a lot of hard work. Because you can tell like everyone's like, there's like lots of dancing going on. There's the stage rotates a lot to give it like a movie feel when they're like frozen in space and you spin around them. And to sets, they move the stairs around. So it's like, it's quite a thing to see, because there's obviously like a lot of planning and a lot of choreography that goes into that. So that's cool, but I'm not into it as crazy into it as like those people that watched it in the beginning, you know, because they were just like super obsessed with this thing, and I feel bad that people have not watched it and that really wanted to in the theater. And then like this just comes out like, oh yeah, you just watch it, like you pay like $8 on Disney Plus and you can just see the entire thing in its form. You don't have to watch, you watch it with actual Lin-Manuel Miranda. You're not watching with like, you know, some understudy. It was like when they moved it to Chicago, I was like, I will see if I can do it, and I saw the ticket price and I'm like, no, I am not going to pay that much for it.
Well, of course,
because like because if it was me and I was like one of the early watchers of this and I paid $800, I would obviously say this was the best thing I've ever seen. And I'd be like, yeah, I paid $800 and I saw it, you know, in the back when this was new. So that's why I would be like, oh yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. And then you get all the people that actually learned about American history through this, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, like the whole thing about it is they tell that story of what happened to Alexander Hamilton, but it's more like a hip hop / rap style of rock opera. And the songs are good. At least I'd say, like, for me, I'd say about 50 to 45% of the songs are like good and well written. Other stuff is kind of like, oh, it's just a simple like, I'm feeling like this and I'm gonna sing about it.
This how I feel.
This is how I feel. What was I about to say? But yeah, if this is kind of like right now the best way to watch it, since theater is just basically on the back burner for now.
Pretty much.
And you could see how Lin-Manuel Miranda just rose to the absolute like stardom that he is right now. And white people love him and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he's really good at writing this stuff. But it's a pretty big investment. That's all I gotta say. It's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Meaning like, if you watched it, in the actual theater, it would probably be like 3 hours, because they do actually include the intermission of like halfway through they stop and like, okay, intermission, and then like, oh well, there you go. That's where you would go out and smoke, I think. Have you ever seen any theater productions?
What? A long time ago.
Yeah, like what, plays or actual musicals?
Plays.
Okay. I always think plays are funny when they ham it up. I saw like a couple like college plays that my brother worked on. He was like the sound mixer for it, and it feels weird because like I'm not regularly into this thing. I've seen a couple stand-ups. That's about it too, in terms of like on stage things. But I saw Louis C.K. Well, like, are you talking about live or just generally?
Generally.
I mean, of course, I see like a ton of like stand-up comics. Just watch. I watched what do you call it? George Lopez's one, like 3 days ago. He made a new one.
How was that?
It's the same exact jokes you think.
It just didn't change at all.
It's almost like he never just. It's just kind of the updated thing, like, oh yeah, now there's the wall, because now he's talking about the wall, and ice and all that stuff. So he's still talking about like, Mexicans, we do it this way, and then black guys do it this way, white guys do it this way. I'm like, oh, well, there you go. The same exact thing.
And there go your special right there.
And it's funny because like almost throughout the entire thing he keeps winking. I'm like, just like, who are you winking at? And he keeps like, every time he tells a joke he'd be like, oh yeah, if we were done it, we would have done it for half. Wink. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, he's winking at you.
At me, I say, huh? I saw also Jim Gaffigan's new stand-up special. And I'm just like,
Amazon Prime?
Yeah, I'm just like, wow, he's still doing it.
How was that special?
It's still funny. I still enjoy it, but I'm just like, man, it's hard to like continuously be like doing the same type of stand up after all this time. So he's still obviously talking about food and stuff, and that's great because I don't like when people go like when you do only political stuff, and it's like, yeah, sure. Because if I can go on like, what do you call it, HBO Max right now and see all of Bill Maher's stand-ups, I'm just like, I'm not gonna do that.
Bill Maher I forgot that Bill Maher used to do stand-up.
Yeah.
Get it? Because his stand-up was pretty much mediocre.
I never was a fan of him. That's all I'll say. I was just like, I don't really care for him, what he does.
Me.
Huh?
Yeah, so I don't really care for him. And his stand-up was mediocre. Fight me.
I mean, I don't think anyone would. I don't know any one of my friends that are just like, oh yeah, Bill Maher, he's great. Like, okay, sure. And that's the thing. Like, I would love to see how would Louis C.K. actually be fair now inside this climate. I don't know. He's just gone from there.
Yeah, he's just gone. Like, oh, let's see how I fare in this climate. Nowhere, because he's gone.
Yeah,
he's done.
The only guy is Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's like one of the only other few stand-ups right now. Which he's putting out good stuff. I forgot what else I saw. I think I saw like Tiffany Haddish's one. I saw hers just for no reason. I'm just like, let's see how Tiffany Haddish fares inside doing stand up. And I was like, it's just what I thought it would be.
Just Tiffany Haddish being Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah. But I also saw Portrait of a Lady on Fire on Hulu.
Okay.
Have you heard about Portrait of a Lady on Fire? Okay, well there you go. Apparently people love this movie. I don't know why. There's a big thing about it on like Twitter, on like other social media sites, saying like Portrait of a Lady on Fire is one of the best movies of all time. I'm just like, okay, sure. It's French, so it's an arty movie. There's not a lot of music, and it's about like a lady, a French lady that goes to an island to paint some other lady, and they fall in love with each other, and that's the entire movie. And I'm just like, that's the entire movie, huh? I was like, sure, I guess. And I mean, I felt weird. I'm just like, am I supposed to like this? Because I think it's okay, but you can't just have the entire movie be this. And I feel like I'm that big, anti-female thing. It's like, I just didn't like it. I don't know. I know other people did, but it's like, it's just boring. That's what it was. I was just like really trying to struggle. Like, should I really continue watching this movie right now? They're like, oh, they meet up, they fall in love and all that stuff. I'm like, but that's like, if you replace that with like a regular straight couple, I'd be like, that's still kind of boring. That's how I'd see it. If it was a regular romance thing, I'd still be like, so whatever. Since it's like a female relationship, I'm like, I don't really care about that one either. So whatever. I'd rather watch what do you call it? Blue is the Warmest Color again. Have you seen Blue is the Warmest Color?
No.
That's another French lesbian film, which is, I'm like, why did I watch two of them at the same time? Not at the same time, but like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You were just finding these French lesbian films.
It's not even worthy enough to like take out your pants. But Blue is the Warmest Color is, because there's like halfway through there's like a 10-minute long sex scene, and it's pretty graphic, and I'm just like, hell yeah. So yeah, just watch that one. Anyways, there's also gonna be a Fallout TV show gonna be out on Amazon Prime, and I think it'd be okay to adapt that one because people like Wasteland and all that stuff. But are they gonna like adapt the fourth one? That's what or the third one actually. I think the third one would have been a little bit more easier to adapt because the whole like freedom thing. They had a place taken in DC. Well, technically part 4 is also in DC too. I forget that. Remember how a big part 4 was supposed to be? Then like kind of just it faded from like, people's memories also. Yeah, that's
part 4 was supposed to be like, because everybody loved part 3.
Yeah, basically.
Then like part 4 happened and it was just like, it's okay.
I mean, it was great for me. I still played it from finish to end, but I was more the thing of like, I felt empty because it was like, it didn't feel like the way that the first, not the first, but like the third Fallout for me was like, which is I played it from beginning to end. And I was like, that was really cool because like
they had Liam Neeson in it.
It was really cool only because like, yes, it was the first ever Fallout game I played, and in the whole Bethesda way of doing things of just like you explore the city and all that stuff. And in part 4 happened, it was kind of just the same thing, except it was updated graphically and not much has changed in terms of things.
Oh yeah, you can create your own little building, your own little homestead, and people just like, no, I didn't really want to do this.
Yeah, basically.
I really don't want to spend time to buy a bunch of junk and like build it. It'd be cool if they're like, hey, you can hand off your junk to this NPC that he built different things for you. That's cool. I personally do not want to try and build something. I know others may want to do that, but for me, I'd be like, I don't want to do that at all. Yeah. I think this is time consuming.
The main settlement never got attacked, at least for me. And they said like, oh, you got to set up, defenses. I'm just like, I guess. And I set up like turrets and all that stuff, and no one ever came. They attacked the other settlements, but not the main one. So I was just like, what's the point? Why is this?
What's the point of the main base? And the other characters are interesting.
Oh yeah, some of the characters are interesting. I like what do you call it? Kate. Kate was fun.
I don't even remember none of those characters.
Oh, that's the thing right there. Who do you remember anything from part 3 at least? Any characters?
The super mutant, they help you out. The dog.
Well, was that in part 3? I thought that was part 4.
Oh, never mind. Not the dog. The super mutant.
I think
part 3.
He was part 4 too. No, he was actually in part 4. I'm pretty sure there was no super mutant that helped you out in part 3.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well.
Yeah, the super mutant helped you out in part 3.
Because I know part 4 had companions, and that was kind of cool. Like, oh yeah.
Part 3 had companions. Tell your friends.
I
It's
heard.
not that it was second until like part 4, but part 3 you had companions.
Fallout 3? Let's see, Behemoth. The bigger they are. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything on here online for it.
Oh, let me look. Jeez, look. Oh.
It says Super Mutant Behemoth. I don't know about companion.
Fallout 3 companions. So you
Fox.
have.
I remember Fox.
Yeah, you have Super Mutant.
Fox. Let's see. Nukapedia.
You have Fox. Yeah, Fox. Then Dog Meat.
Huh.
Then you have Carwin. Then you had Jericho. Then Sergeant. You have Sergeant Kobler, Butch, Tunnel Snakes, baby, and Star Patty and Cross.
Sawbones. Mr. Gutsy.
So yeah, you have like some people.
That's kind of funny. But even though I still do like
Clover,
I still like New Vegas more than I liked any of the other ones. New Vegas was the best one.
Oh, well, of course. I've never seen Cobler. Who's Cobler?
Would you watch a Fallout TV show on
No.
Prime? They're still working on that what do you call it? That Lord of the Rings show, and apparently that's one of the most like, you know, really expensive actual like productions ever made. And I don't know when that's supposed to come out. Probably never. It's in hell. Have you heard about the movie Chaos Walking and like all that?
No.
It's a movie that's been like in production for like quite some time. It has Tom Holland in it, and it's got like Daisy Ridley, and it's been like stuff with troubled productions like that always fascinates me because it's like, when are they gonna ever release that movie? You know, because it's just like, man. Same thing with like the next Mad Max movie. That's been pretty much in production hell for a while. So I'm just like, that was supposed to come out a while ago. Also, My Spy is on Amazon Prime, which is kind of fun.
I saw that, yeah. I didn't see that, but I saw that on Amazon Prime, yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, that's where it went to, huh? Well, I guess that works for him. I don't know what else. Oh yeah, apparently Tenet's supposed to come out in August.
Yep.
And I'm like,
I get interested now to watch that movie.
Will you go into theater?
Huh?
Would you go in the theater to watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, then I would too.
You sound like a robot now.
Ooh, you do too.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm also interested in Tenet because only, like I said, like I want to see what goes on. Same thing with like, what do you call it? Bill and Ted Face the Music. I'm just like, oh yeah, that's right, they're here. And they're also coming out in the theaters also for some reason. And last thing I want to talk about is so I bought a game. I bought too many games. I got the 4th and final season of Walking Dead on the Telltale Games. And to me, I was just like, I have to see how it ends. That's the thing. Like, I want to see what the whole thing of this is. And then I remember the troubled past of like, oh yeah, that's right. They only did 2 episodes, and the last 2 were made by Skybound. So that's kind of weird to me. And it's honestly kind of cool. It's like, wow, look at that, Clementine, all grown up, and then, you know, she's taking care of the child now. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, I remember part 3 would have been a lot better if it was only Clementine, but you had to like switch it in between her and like the other guy, and that was kind of annoying because I didn't care for the other guy. And I was saying like, I think part 1 and at least some of part 2 were the best ones out of this whole series, and it sucks that it had to go through that whole fate of just like, we'll just make part 1 of Walking Dead again. But what? And it's funny to me only because like since I finished playing Last of Us Part 2, I just go straight into another very bleak, very depressing zombie apocalypse game of Walking Dead. I'm just like, damn. Why do I do this to myself? But what I don't like they did is I remember how the achievements were really easy inside the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, and all of the Telltale games actually. But for this one, a lot of them are just missable and collectible stuff now, which I am like, damn it. I have to like actually pay attention and look for stuff now. That sucks. I hate that. I just want to do what I need to do. That's what sucked about like what do you call it, The Wolf Among Us, because they had a couple of like collectible achievements in that also, and I mean you have to go back and play again. Like, oh god. And that was the only other one that they did that for, which kind of sucked. But I like the game though. I know no one else is talking about Walking Dead Season 4 anymore, but it's more of a thing like I gotta see it. I gotta put this thing to an end and see what happens to Clementine and all that stuff. But yeah, we will see you all next week.
Yep.
July something. Wow, it's already July. Summer break, huh? Go to our Facebook, facebook.com/thedeadpixels of the internet. Go to our YouTube, Dead Pixels Internet. You can subscribe.
Will you start uploading again?
What are you talking about? I just uploaded.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It shows how much you want us to upload. Go to our Twitter, my Twitter. I don't say I say our Twitter, but Joe Manuel is mine.
Mine is broken Instagram. Also go to a Facebook page. Not Facebook. Go to our regular page, the TDPOTI.podbean.com for all your podcast information.
Go to
all
our
our episodes on there.
Spotify. I got like a weird notification once that someone tried to go into my Spotify account, and it was weird.
Really?
Yeah, because like I said, my account was already apparently at least my email was already in use by someone else.
Oh, did you change the password?
I changed the password. Yes, that's what I did it a while back. But apparently they probably like, I want to go back to my Spotify. Wait a minute, I'm out now.
Mm-hmm. And then you'd be like, this is not what I like. Change everything.
And I still find it funny. Yeah, we're still on there. I'm just saying it's funny because
Stitcher.
I believe no. I don't know. I should check. I'm gonna check.
I asked you.
Literally,
you said you was going to check and you never checked.
I say a lot of things. All right, I'm such an unreliable individual that is great. That's one of my flaws, and people love me for it. Stitcher Radio, bro.
Also find us on all like pretty much different podcast applications. So if you have an Apple device, just search us on the Dead Pixel Internet. Bam.
Oh yeah, we're still on here. The Dead Pixel Society. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Yeah, we're still on here. I see us right now. Oh wow. About this show. The Twitter thing on this one is still wow. It's still at TDPOTI podcast, that one. I should really I don't know how to change it on Stitcher. I should find out. Maybe there's a thing.
Yeah.
No ratings. Man, that sucks.
Oh well.
Okay, well yes, we're still in Stitcher.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow. Yeah, go on the podcast app too. So that's where we are. Anyways, we'll see you all next week. This has been the Dead Pixels of the Internet. Ruin the picture of the Internet. 9 years strong.